Incredibly Fast by Colton Dennis. When an electrical accident happens, Jonathan Foster wakes up from a coma. Then he tries to get his strength back. In doing so, he discovers he can run very fast. Now he must figure out what to do with his new power. Chapter 1. An alarm goes off. A hand hits the alarm clock. A groaning sound comes from underneath the blankets. The blankets are being moved. Jonathan Foster appears, then gets out of his bed. The bathroom door shuts. The toilet flushes. The bathroom door opens. Jonathan walks towards his dresser, then opens the top drawer. Clothes are being taken off, then thrown into a hamper. A shirt is being put on. Jonathan looks into the mirror. "Here we go with another day of work," said Jonathan, walking out of his bedroom. A pair of keys is being grabbed. Jonathan walks towards the front door. The front door opens, then shuts. Jonathan walks towards his car. The driver door opens. "Morning, Jonathan," said Sue Simpson, appearing, jogging down the street. "Morning, Sue." Jonathan smiles, then gets into his car. The car starts, pulls out of the driveway, then down the street. A building appears. The car pulls into the parking lot, stops, then turns off. The driver door opens, then shuts. Jonathan is walking. A car stops in front of Jonathan. "Whoa, that was close, Johnny," said Alison Vasquez, appearing. "It was. Sorry about that," said Jonathan. "It was my fault, Johnny. I wasn't paying attention. I accidentally dropped my lipstick." "I got it though," said Alison. "Before hitting me too," said Jonathan, walking away. The front door of the building opens. Jonathan is walking. "Hey Jonathan, the manager wants to speak with you," said number 1. "All right," said Jonathan, walking up the staircase and knocking on the office door. "Come in." The office door opens, then shuts. "Oh Jonathan, thanks for coming. I need a favor, if you don't mind," asked Kimberly Hoffman, appearing behind the desk. "Sure, Mrs. Hoffman," said Jonathan. "Good. Listen, a few men had something come up. Could you stay a few extra hours? You'll get paid overtime, of course," said Kimberly. "Yeah, I guess I could." "For how long?" asked Jonathan. "About a week." "Could you do it?" asked Kimberly. "Yeah, sure thing, ma'am," said Jonathan. "Great, and John, be careful out there," said Kimberly, smiling. Jonathan is walking, then puts on a hard hat. People appear, driving cats around. Jonathan screws in an outlet. "All right, that one's done," said Jonathan. "So Johnny, what did the boss want?" asked Alison. "She wants me to stay a few hours after, because a few people aren't coming in. They have something important," said Jonathan. "You know, that means she's getting fucked behind Mr. Hoffman's back, right?" asked Alison. "Yeah, but I do need the money. Rent just went up," said Jonathan. "Greedy people. Well, I better get back to work," said Alison, walking away. "Hey Johnny, can you give me a hand? People downstairs are messing with the cables again," said number 1. "Sure thing," said Jonathan. "Thanks man. You know this is the problem with kids today. They don't want to work. Except you," said number 1. "Well, my parents taught me, if you want to have money, you work for it," said Jonathan. "That's why I chose you for this," said number 1. Cables appear laying on the ground. "Jesus, they really did a number here," said Jonathan. "Yeah, they did. Here, just be careful grabbing them," said number 1, handing a pair of gloves to Jonathan. The cables are slowly being picked up, then placed into the wall. "How'd they do this?" asked Jonathan. Well, a lot of people use knives to cut holes in plaster. That's how they get them out, said number 1. A knocking on the office door. Ma'am, we're ready for testing downstairs. So, whenever you give the call, we'll pull the lever, said number 2. Pull it, said Kimberly, standing up. Then looking out the office window. The lever gets pulled up. Electricity starts flowing through the cables. The lights are turning on. Both Jonathan and number 1 grab the cables on the ground. A humming sound comes from the distant sound. Jonathan stops. Are you all right, kid? Asked number 1. Don't you hear that? Asked Jonathan. Number 1 hears a humming sound. The electricity goes through an explosion in the distance. What the hell was that? Asked Kimberly. Chapter 2. A heart monitor is beeping. Jonathan appears laying in a hospital bed, then his vision goes in and out. Allison appears. Hey pal, I want you to get better. All right? We need you down at the construction yard. People keep asking if you're all right. I tell them that you're stronger than anything, said Allison, echoing. Jonathan's vision goes dark, then comes back. Sue appears. Hey, Jonathan. It's me, Sue. I hope you can hear me in there. I just wanted to make sure you're all right. Everyone who cares for you has been here. Please wake up, Jonathan. For everyone else's sake, said Sue. Jonathan's vision goes dark. A light appears in the distance. Jonathan appears. Then sees the light. Hello, is someone there? Hello, hey, where am I? Jonathan walks towards the light. A figure of a woman appears in the distance. Excuse me, can you help me? Hello, ma'am, said Jonathan. The light starts flickering. The figure of a woman turns towards Jonathan. Mr. Foster, you have been chosen, said woman number 1's voice. Chosen for what? Asked Jonathan. Every century, there must be a man that can survive an electrical discharge. You're that man, Mr. Foster, said woman number 1's voice. But, what do you mean? What is this? Some kind of joke? Asked Jonathan. Not even close. You are now part of a long chain. People that can run faster than anyone else. We call them IFs, said woman number 1's voice. What are IFs? Asked Jonathan. Incredibly fast. You have been chosen, Mr. Foster, said woman number 1's voice. I don't want to be chosen. I want my life back, said Jonathan. If the energy you have in your body leaves, you'll die. Most humans are grateful to know they're alive. So, if you want to die, Mr. Foster, I'll take out the energy right now, said woman number 1's voice. The figure of the woman raises her hand. Wait. I reconsidered. I'll take whatever this is. I just don't want to die at a young age, said Jonathan. The figure of the woman lowers her arm. Good choice, Mr. Foster. Now, it's time for you to wake up, said woman number 1's voice. How can I wake up? I'm in a coma, said Jonathan. The figure of the woman starts glowing. Electricity goes towards Jonathan. Jonathan starts running. The electricity hits Jonathan. Jonathan opens his eyes, then he gasps. You're all right, Mr. Foster. We thought we lost you for a minute, said nurse number 1. What? Asked Jonathan. Stay calm, Mr. Foster. I'll get the doctor to check in you, said nurse number 1, walking away. Chapter 3. Jonathan's house appears. A car pulls into the driveway, stops, then turns off. All right, we're home. Jonathan looks at his house. You all right, John? Asked Melvin Foster, appearing. Yeah, I'm good. Just a little shaken up, said Jonathan. The car doors open then shut. Both Jonathan and Melvin are walking towards the house. The front door of the house unlocks then opens. Both Jonathan and Melvin walk inside the house. All right, here we are. How are you feeling? Do you want to eat something? You know, I make a great egg, said Melvin. No, I'm good, Melvin, said Jonathan, slowly walking into the living room. So, what do you want? Asked Melvin. I'll just stay here on the couch and rest for a little bit. All right, I'll put your suitcases away. Or do you want to stay down here for a few days? Asked Melvin. We'll see how it goes, said Jonathan. Okie dokie, I'll just put these in the hallway then, and see how you feel later, said Melvin. Thanks, brother, said Jonathan, laying down onto the couch, then closes his eyes. Images are flashing through Jonathan's mind. Evil laughter echoes. People are screaming. A fire appears, burning the buildings. Jonathan wakes up sweating. Hey John, are you all right? Asked Sue, appearing next to Jonathan. Yeah, I'm fine. Jonathan puts his hand onto his head. Where's my brother? Asked Jonathan. He had to leave. Had an appointment. So, he asked. And what? If I could watch you. And what? I said. And what? Yes. And what? As you can tell, said Sue, smiling. Thanks. Said Jonathan, slowly sitting up. Hey, do you need something? I'll get it for you. You stay here, said Sue. I do need something, said Jonathan. What is it? Asked Sue. I need to pee, and I don't think you want to help with that, said Jonathan. Oh. Sure. Need help up the stairs? Asked Sue. Actually, I have a bathroom down here. But, thanks for the offer though, said Jonathan, walking away. Sue smiles. A few days later, Jonathan appears, slowly exercising. Melvin appears in the doorway of the living room. You feeling any better? Asked Melvin. Actually, worse. Exercising is a lot worse than being hit with an electrical discharge, said Jonathan. Melvin smiles. At least you still have your sense of humor. Or did the electricity give you that too? Asked Melvin. Very funny, said Jonathan, doing some sit-ups. Melvin smiles again, then walks away. Jonathan appears doing some push-ups. The front door opens. Sue walks towards the living room doorway, then sees Jonathan doing the push-ups. Oh, morning, Jonathan. I see you're doing better than the other day, said Sue. I feel better actually, said Jonathan, standing up. Where's your brother? Asked Sue. He's at work, said Jonathan, turning towards Sue. Sue looks at Jonathan. Jonathan appears without a shirt. Oh my, said Sue. What? Asked Jonathan. Nothing, I was wondering. Not wondering. I just remembered, I need to be somewhere. So, be careful, Jonathan, said Sue, walking out of the house, leaning against the front door, then gasping. Jonathan grabs a towel, wipes his torso, then watches Sue walking away. The bar appears. Both Jonathan and Melvin appear sitting at a table. Yeah, and the guy said, and what? If you sue me, I'll tell everyone about the affair you're having with your wife. And what? Said Melvin, laughing. You know, that's blackmail, said Jonathan. Yeah, I know, said Melvin. Allison appears, approaching the table. Hey guys, how are you doing tonight? Asked Allison. We're fine. Jonathan got his strength back. Which I need to know. How? You just had that accident a week and a half ago. What's your secret? Asked Melvin. No secret. Just exercise, said Jonathan. Gee, The sound of glass smashing in the distance. A few bikers appear, laughing. Waitress number 1 is wiping the table. Biker number 1 grabs waitress number 1's butt. Waitress number 1 slaps biker number 1's hand. I told you before. And quat. Don't touch me, and quat, said waitress number 1. Oh, come on, honey. Give some to daddy, said biker number 1. The bikers continue laughing. I really hate those bikers, said Allison. Well, why don't you do something about it? Asked Melvin. We don't need any trouble. Let's just leave them alone, said Jonathan. Biker number 1 walking towards the bar then sees Allison. Oh, Mama, look at this one over here, boys. She got some nice titties, said biker number 1. Excuse me, can you leave us alone? Said Allison. Hey, I do what I want. When I want, said biker number 1. Well, we're not bothering anyone. So, can you leave us alone? Asked Melvin. What did you say, your suit? Asked biker number 1. Leave us alone, said Melvin. Biker number 1 walks around the table then grabs Melvin by his shirt. Don't ever tell me what to do, said biker number 1. Let go of him, said Jonathan. Or what, pretty boy? Asked biker number 1. Just let him go, said Jonathan. Biker number 1 lets go of Melvin's shirt then walks towards Jonathan. I bet you won't say that to my face, said biker number 1. Leave us alone, said Jonathan. Being punched, then falls onto the floor. Johnny, said Allison. Hey, that wasn't necessary, said Melvin standing up. Biker number 1 turns towards Melvin then punches him. Melvin falls over the table. The bikers are cheering. Biker number 1 looks at Allison. Allison looks up at biker number 1. Please, you did what you came here to do. Leave us alone, said Allison. Not until I get some loving, baby, said biker number 1 licking his lips. No, please, Johnny, said Allison. Jonathan opens his eyes then stands up. Hey, leave the lady alone, said Jonathan. Biker number 1 smiles. You really want to do this again? Come on then, said biker number 1 swinging his fist. Jonathan quickly moves then punches biker number 1. Biker number 1 stumbles then growls. Jonathan is looking at Allison. Get Melvin out of here, said Jonathan. Allison grabs Melvin. John, said Melvin pointing. Biker number 1 swings his fist again then goes into slow motion. Jonathan moves, looks at biker number 1 then punches him. Biker number 1 falls onto the floor. Jonathan is smiling. You won, said Allison. The bikers are yelling. Run, said Jonathan. All three start running out of the bar then get into Melvin's car. The car starts then drives away. The bikers are yelling. That was incredible, said Allison. Yeah, how'd you do that? Move so quickly? Asked Melvin. I actually have no clue, said Jonathan looking at his hands. Chapter 4. Kimberly appears sitting behind her desk. Ma'am, we didn't find the source yet. But we'll keep looking, said number 2. Thank you. Kimberly is drawing. I will be the next one that gets the speed, whether the gods like it or not. A knocking on the office door. Come in, said Kimberly. The office door opens. Jonathan appears. Hi, Mrs. Hoffman, said Jonathan. Mr. Foster, nice to see you up and moving around. I hope you're feeling better, asked Kimberly. I am. I feel like a million micros, said Jonathan. What? Said Kimberly. It's an inside joke I have. So, how's the business doing? Asked Jonathan. Great. We got everything cleaned out. Everything is getting back to normal. So, when will you be returning? Asked Kimberly. As soon as possible, said Jonathan. Great, we'll be waiting. Kimberly smiling. Now, if you don't mind, I want to get back to work, said Kimberly. Oh, of course, Mrs. Hoffman. Have a good day, ma'am, said Jonathan, walking out of the office. Kimberly continues drawing. Footsteps are walking. People appear walking around with devices. Hey John, what are you doing here? Asked my number 2. Oh, just stopping by. Wanted to see how everyone's doing. How are you doing? Asked Jonathan. Fine. My number 2 is moving a device around. How have you been? Asked my number 2. Fine. Great. Never been better actually, said Jonathan. You sound happy, especially after that accident. Most people would be terrified, said number 2. Yeah, well, I'm not like most people. I just head straight for my fear, said Jonathan. That's a good way to look at it, said number 2. Continuing to move the device. What's with the device? Asked Jonathan. Just doing some electro monitoring. Mrs. Hoffman wants to make sure there's more electricity flowing, so we could get the power back on, said number 2. Oh, well, that's good. I hope it comes back on soon, said Jonathan. Me too, but I also like doing this all day. Being paid to wave a device around. My number 2 laughs, then moves the device around quickly. A beeping sound. My number 2 looks at the device. Beeping stops. That's odd. The device just had a signal of electricity. Must be an old device, said number 2. Moving the device again. Another beeping sound. Both Jonathan and number 2 are looking at the device. My number 2 moves the device away from Jonathan. The beeping stops. The device gets raised to Jonathan. The beeping sound continues. Jonathan smiles. Ain't that a funny device? It's saying I'm electricity, said Jonathan. Yeah, that's really odd. Maybe it's because of the accident. You're probably showing some kind of heat. If you know what I mean, said number 2. Yes, I know what you mean. Well, I better scoot out of here before everyone else's device does the same thing. See ya, said Jonathan, walking away. My number 2 raises the device. The beeping continues. Jonathan walks out of the construction site. The beeping stops. Really odd, said number 2. Kimberly is looking at the blueprints. Let's see, where would the most power be? So I could be part of the IFs. A knocking on the office door. Come in, said Kimberly. The office door opens, then shuts. Mrs. Hoffman, we still can't find the electrical power anywhere. It's almost as if it's gone, said number 2. No, it has to be here. I did my mapping right, and it said, and quote, it would be in this spot, and quote. That's why I bought this place. I need to get that power. It belongs to me. My father had it and my grandfather. I'm keeping it in the family, said Kimberly. Yes, ma'am, said number 2, reaching for the office door, then stops. Is there something else? Asked Kimberly. I'm not sure, but Jonathan said. My number 2. What about Mr. Foster? Asked Kimberly. I was holding the device up to his body, and the device went haywire, said number 2. What are you saying? Asked Kimberly. I'm saying, just keep your eyes on him. That explosion. He might have gotten the power instead, said number 2, walking out of the office. Mr. Foster. Huh, said Kimberly. Chapter 5. Jonathan's car pulls into the driveway, stops, then turns off. The driver door opens, then shuts. Jonathan starts walking. A picture is being taken of Jonathan. Kyle Strickland appears, sitting in his car, and knocking on the driver window. The driver window rolls down. "Excuse me, sir. You'll need to move this vehicle. You can't sit here," said officer number 1. "Yes, sir. I was just leaving," said Kyle. The car starts, then drives away. Officer number 1 watches the car driving away, turning around, then starts walking towards the police car. The car turns around, then drives back. Officer number 1 looks up at the car driving towards him. The car hits officer number 1, then stops. Officer number 1 groans. The driver door opens. Kyle approaches officer number 1. Officer number 1 reaches for his radio. Kyle grabs officer number 1's radio, then rips it off his body. Officer number 1 continues groaning. Kyle pulls out the pair of handcuffs, his wallet and the gun holster. "Thanks for your stuff. I need it. And since you won't," said Kyle, pointing the gun. "Please, no," said officer number 1. The gun fires. Kyle walks towards the police car, opens the trunk, then drags officer number 1's body. Officer number 1's body gets placed into the trunk. The trunk shuts. Kyle gets into his car, grabs his items, then walks towards the police car. The police car drives away. Kimberly appears sitting behind her desk. The office door opens. "Mrs. Hoffman," said number 2, being shoved out of the way. Kyle appears. "Oh, there you are. So, did you find anything?" asked Kimberly. "Yeah, a police officer that I killed. He's in the trunk of the car," said Kyle. "All right, get rid of it," said Kimberly. "Yes, ma'am," said number 2, shutting the office door. "So, do you have anything on Mr. Foster?" asked Kimberly. "Actually, I do. I followed him for a little bit, and he just loves to talk and talk and talk to friends," said Kyle. "That's it? All the information you got on him?" asked Kimberly. "Actually, no. I was at this bar last night. Apparently, a man with his description beat up a biker at that bar," said Kyle. "How do you know that?" asked Kimberly. "The waitress was talking when I gave her a 50, said Kyle. "We need to kidnap Mr. Foster tonight," said Kimberly. "Sure thing. And I got some sleeping darts to put him to sleep too," said Kyle. Jonathan appears to be exercising fast and knocking on the front door. Jonathan stops exercising, stands up, then walks towards the front door. The front door opens. Sue appears. "Hey, Sue," said Jonathan. "Jonathan," said Sue. "What's up?" asked Jonathan. "I was wondering if you'd like to go out to dinner," asked Sue. "I'd love to, Sue. What time?" asked Jonathan. Say 7, asked Sue. "Sure, 7 it is. Just tell me the place, and I'll be there," said Jonathan. "How about Le Meilleur?" said Sue. "That sounds hard to say." Both Jonathan and Sue start laughing. "I'll be there," said Jonathan. "All right, I'll go get ready," said Sue, walking out of the house. The front door shuts. "Yes, yes, 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 yes. Oh yeah. Yes, 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 yes," said Jonathan, dancing. Melvin appears in the hallway, then sees Jonathan dancing. "I'm guessing," she said, "and quat." "Yes, and quat. To a date," said Melvin. "How do you know that?" "It just happened," said Jonathan. "It's called eavesdropping," said Melvin, walking away. "Of course," said Jonathan. A bug appears on the table. Kyle appears, listening. "How do you get a bug in there?" asked Kimberly. "They don't call me and quat assassin and quat for nothing," said Kyle. So, tonight we'll go to the restaurant and kidnap Jonathan. Then take him back to the lab, said Kimberly. Sounds good, said Kyle. What about me? Asked my number 2. I want you to prepare the wires. I'm getting that power, said Kimberly. Le Mailleur appears. Jonathan's car pulls into the parking lot, stops, then turns off. The driver door opens, then shuts. Jonathan is walking, then opening the front door to the restaurant. How may I help you? Asked woman number 3. Yes, table for Mr. Foster, said Jonathan. Sorry, I don't see it down here, said woman number 3. How about Miss Simpson? Asked Sue, appearing wearing a red dress behind Jonathan. Jonathan turns around, then sees Sue. Oh yes, Miss Simpson. Table for 2. This way, said woman number 3. I didn't know you made the reservation, said Jonathan. I told them not to put yours down, because I had a feeling you'd forget, said Sue. Both Jonathan and Sue sit into a booth. Well, you look very beautiful tonight, said Jonathan. Thanks. And you look handsome, said Sue. Thanks, said Jonathan. What will we be having this evening? Asked waitress number 2. I'll have the steak, said Jonathan. And I'll have the chicken, said Sue. Coming right up, said waitress number 2, walking away. So, what's new? Have you gone back to work? Asked Sue. Not yet. The construction site is trying to figure out how to get the power back on, said Jonathan. Well, I hope they find out soon, said Sue. Me too, said Jonathan. A van pulls up. All right, we go in and kidnap Mr. Foster, said Kimberly. Mrs. Hoffman, if you want to kidnap someone, you do it right, said Kyle, loading a gun. All right, you go in yourself, said Kimberly. That's my plan, said Kyle. The side door of the van opens, then shuts. Kyle is walking towards the back of the restaurant. A knocking on the back door of the restaurant. The back door of the restaurant opens. Hello, said number 3. Kyle puts my number 3 onto a headlock. A snapping sound. Kyle drops my number 3, then walks into the back of the restaurant. People appear to be cooking. Kyle is slowly walking, then pointing the gun with a silencer on it. The gun continuously fires. The people are being shot, then falling to the kitchen floor. I need this, said Kyle, grabbing a towel. Both Jonathan and Sue are laughing. I'm having such a wonderful time, said Sue. I'm glad. Me too, said Jonathan, smiling. Kyle appears standing next to the table. Excuse me, this bottle is on the house, said Kyle, showing a bottle underneath the towel. Oh, thank you, said Sue. No problem, said Kyle, looking at Jonathan. Jonathan's eyes widen. The gun fires. Jonathan quickly moves out of the booth. What the hell was that? Asked Sue. People are staring at Jonathan. Kyle throws the bottle at Jonathan. Jonathan catches the bottle. Kyle points the gun. Sue, said Jonathan, moving Sue. The gun fires. Woman number 4 gets shot, then falls. Kyle chases Jonathan. Both Jonathan and Sue are running through the kitchen. Oh my God, said Sue, seeing the bodies laying on the kitchen floor. Keep running, Sue, said Jonathan. Both Jonathan and Sue run out the back door. The van drives towards both Jonathan and Sue. Jonathan pushes Sue. Sue falls into the restaurant wall. The van hits Jonathan. Jonathan groans, then quickly stands up. Mrs. Hoffman, said Jonathan. The gun fires. Jonathan groans, then collapses onto the ground. Kyle appears, pointing the gun. Get him into the van. Kimberly looks at Sue. Her too, said Kimberly. Number 2 grabs Sue's right arm, then pulls her. The back doors of the van open. Both Jonathan and Sue get thrown into the back of the van. The van drives away. Chapter 6. Jonathan. Jonathan is groaning. Jonathan, wake up. Jonathan, said Sue. Echoing. The van is driving, then turns left. Both Jonathan and Sue roll into the side of the van. Hey, careful. I need that stuff that's inside him, said Kimberly. Like it's going anywhere, said Kyle. Sue is crying. Why are you doing this to us? Asked Sue. Well, Mr. Foster actually did it to himself. You see, the day he got in that accident. Well, I was trying an experiment. You see, there's an electricity goddess. She grants a person a chance at a second life, where they'll be able to have the speed of lightning. So, during the test, Mr. Foster and another worker were in the underground part, when they shouldn't have been. Mr. Foster ended up getting the power. Kimberly looks back at Sue. You see, honey, it's a tradition in my family to inherit the power. And now, Jonathan will give me the power. So, I can do what I need to do, said Kimberly. You're a psycho. You know that, said Sue. Yes, I know. Turn left up here, said Kimberly. The van turns left, then drives down a dirt road. A building appears in the distance. The van stops, then turns off. Where? Here, said Kyle. Great. You get Mr. Foster and take him to the lab. We need to do this fast before he wakes up, said Kimberly. What about me? Asked number 2. Keep your eyes on her, said Kimberly. The van doors open, then shut. The back doors of the van open. Kyle grabs Jonathan, then picks him up. Jonathan, said Sue. Jonathan groans, opens his eyes, then looks around. What? Where am I? Asked Jonathan. In a test tube, Mr. Foster, said Kimberly. Jonathan appears in a tube. What's going on? Asked Jonathan. You need to give me that power, Mr. Foster. It belongs to me, said Kimberly. Fine. Take it then. Just let me go, said Jonathan. I will take it. Hook me up, said Kimberly, walking into a second tube. The second tube door shuts, then locks. Kyle walks towards the panel, typing on the keyboard. The machine powers up. We'll begin once this has warmed up. Don't need to die over something you can't use, said Kyle. The van appears. Number 2 is sitting in the passenger seat. Sue is looking around. You know, you could help Jonathan, especially for everything he's done for you, said Sue. I can't, said number 2. You can. Jonathan is your friend, said Sue. And Kimberly is my aunt. You do anything for family, whether it's good or bad, said number 2. Sue looks at the floor of the van, sees a piece of glass, slowly crawls towards it, then grabs it. You don't want to go to jail, do you? Asked Sue. Most of my family members are in jail. That's where we belong, said number 2. That's rough, but you could be the first one to change all that. We could say, and quote, you were kidnapped too, and quote, said Sue. Number 2 looks at Sue. I'm sorry, I can't, said number 2. All right, I understand. The tape gets cut all the way through. Sue slowly takes the tape off her wrists. I hope you can forgive me for this, said Sue. For what? Asked number 2, looking at Sue. The piece of glass goes into number 2's eyes. Number 2 screams, opens the passenger door, then falls to the ground. The back doors of the van open. Sue runs towards the Building. All right. Do it now, said Kimberly. We need to wait a few more seconds, said Kyle. Pull the switch, now, said Kimberly. Kyle walks towards the lever, then pulls it up. Both Jonathan and Kimberly are groaning. Electricity is flowing through the cables. Sue peeks into the lab, sees the lever, then slowly approaches it. Kyle turns around, then sees nothing. Said Kyle. The lever gets pulled down. Both Jonathan and Kimberly stop groaning. Kyle turns around, then sees Sue standing next to the lever. You, said Kyle, hitting Sue. Sue falls onto the floor. Unlock the tube. Kyle approaches the tube, then unlocks it. Kimberly walks out of the tube. Oh my, I feel great. I can feel the electricity flowing through my body. Watch me run, said Kimberly, running fast. Sue looks at Jonathan, then runs towards his tube. Jonathan, said Sue, opening the tube door. Jonathan collapses onto the ground. Sue is kneeling next to Jonathan. Kimberly continuously runs around the room, then stops. Oh yes, I have the speed. I'm as fast as lighting, said Kimberly. What do we do about them? Asked Kyle. Kill them, I have things to do, said Kimberly, running. Kyle looks at both Jonathan and Sue, then pulls out a gun. Please don't, said Sue. Sorry, I have my orders, said Kyle. The gun fires. Kyle gets shot in his arm, then drops the gun. FBI. Don't move, said Wilma Schneider, appearing. Shit, said Kyle. Kyle Strickland, you're under arrest for homicide, theft, arson, and all the other illegal stuff you've done, said Wilma. FBI agents are walking Kyle away. Thank you, said Sue. Is he all right? Asked Wilma. I think he's dying, said Sue. Come on, baby, said Wilma. Kimberly appears in the laboratory, then starts running in a circle. The wind is blowing. Everyone is flying around the laboratory. Kimberly stops running. Everyone falls onto the laboratory floor. Kimberly laughs. No one can stop me. No one. Do you hear me, agents? This is my city now. FBI agents are pointing their guns at Kimberly. Kimberly starts running again. All of the FBI agents are gasping, then falling onto the laboratory floor. Stop this, you're killing everyone, said Sue. Kimberly stops running. Do you think I care? I got what I always wanted. The power of speed, and no one will stop me. Wilma points her gun. Kimberly runs towards Wilma, grabs her arm, then breaks it. Wilma screams. Let's have some fun, said Kimberly's running, then slows down. You have a problem there, said Wilma. Kimberly looks at her left arm. What is going on? My speed. Where's it going? Come on, move, said Kimberly. A light rises from Jonathan, then forms into the figure of a woman. You've used up your speed too quickly. You must learn to control it, said woman number one's voice. I can control it. What's happening to me, bitch? Asked Kimberly. You're dissolving. You ran too fast, too quickly, said woman number one's voice. I'm losing my power, said Kimberly. You're losing your life. You'll just dissolve, said woman number one's voice. Kimberly looks at her left hand, then slowly dissolves. You bastard, said Kimberly. There can only be one chosen, said woman number one's voice. Kimberly screams, then dissolves. Sue looks at Jonathan. Jonathan. Wake up, Jonathan. Sue looks up at the figure of the woman. Why ain't he waking up? Asked Sue. His time has passed. He no longer has the electricity inside, said woman number one's voice. Please, bring him back. Please, he Doesn't deserve this, said Sue. The figure of the woman looks at the tube, then points at it. Place him inside. I'll see what I could do, said woman number one's voice. Jonathan gets placed inside the tube. The tube door shuts, then locks. The figure of the woman raises her hand. Electricity goes into the cables. Jonathan's body is continuously twitching. The figure of the woman disappears. Wait, where'd she go? Asked Sue. I don't know, honey, said Wilma. The cables start sparking. Sue runs towards the tube, then unlocks the door. The tube door opens. Jonathan, please come back to me, said Sue. He's gone, sweetheart, said Wilma. No, he's not. John, come back to me. I love you, said Sue, kissing Jonathan. Come on, sweetheart. He's gone, said Wilma. Sue starts crying. Both Sue and Wilma are walking away, groaning in the distance. Both Sue and Wilma turn around. Jonathan appears standing. Sue runs towards Jonathan, then hugs him. Wilma is smiling. You came back, said Sue. I had to come back. Someone kept calling my name, said Jonathan. Sue smiles, then kisses Jonathan. All right, let's go, kids, said Wilma. Jonathan's house appears. Jonathan appears sitting on the couch. Sue approaches the couch, then hands a bowl of popcorn to Jonathan. Here's the popcorn, babe, said Sue. Oh, yummy. So, what movie did you choose? Asked Jonathan. A good one, said Sue. The front door opens. Hey, Jonathan, said both Allison and Melvin. Hey guys, what have you been up to? Asked Sue. Nothing much, just being with each other, said Melvin, smiling. Oh, how wonderful. I'm so glad, brother, said Jonathan, standing, then hugs Melvin. Knocking on the front door. I got it, said Jonathan, walking towards the front door. The front door opens. Velociraptor appears. Mr. Jonathan Foster? Asked Vel. Yeah, said Jonathan. My name is Vel. Ociraptor. I came here because I need your help, said Vel. The end.